My mother has three sisters, and her youngest sister reminds me of my mother. And there were a few times where I stayed with her over the summer for an extended period of time. One of those times was after my stepfather passed away, and 4 months later, my mother called me and introduced me to her new husband, my new daddy, over the phone. And when I say my new daddy, I mean to the extent of she made it very clear that's what I would be calling him after the only daddy I had ever known in my life passed away. So when I went to bed that night, and I went and crawled into bed quite early, in fact, right after that phone call, my aunt did come in to check on me. It's the only time she ever showed me any kindness. But here's the thing. All the time growing up to that, she showed me that she didn't like me. I felt like there were times that she actually hated me. She was the same aunt that I can remember saying that Marnie's always been a liar. And I know that she is still saying that today because I have a cousin who told me so. There was a point in time when I was probably 8 or 9 years old, and I loved my uncle, her husband. He was amazing, funny. He was the kind of guy that would like stick straws in his nose to make you giggle. He was affectionate in appropriate ways. It's unfortunate I have to even say that, but it's a part of my family background that my grandfather was a child molester. So I feel the need to make that distinction. And he was one of the few positive male role models in my life. I was in an elevator and I was kind of leaning back against him. He had his hands on my shoulders. He was a very affectionate person. And my aunt looked down, keeping in mind I'm around 8 years old. Get off of him. That's not okay. Like, she actually kind of accused me of doing something inappropriate and was jealous all at the same time. And he did nothing about it. So that's his bad. But I remember feeling like I didn't know what I did wrong and I didn't know what was happening. But after that, I was very careful about my interactions with him. So yeah, my aunt has a lot of similarities to my mother in the ways that she treated me. And it's interesting to note that her own daughter, her only child, is so no contact with her that she is nowhere to be found and lives completely off grid as far as I can tell. And yep, so there you go. Yes, I do have another relative that reminds me of my mother.